everybody, and welcome to our Trainer's Access. And today we've got Crystal Andersen again with us.
All right.
And we are going to talk about all things exercise, my favorite subject.
Perfect. You're in
Not
the
really.
right business for it.
Not
No,
really.
really?
But I do, but it's not my favorite thing.
Sure.
But she's going to answer a whole bunch of questions that you guys have given to us. So let's just jump right into it. The first question, and I know this is so important, and actually I read an article this week that just said, even stretching on its own when you're older really staves off any issues that you might have. So for exercise, how important is stretching?
Very important. I'm glad you read that.
And why?
Well, because if you don't stretch, you will lose mobility. You'll actually start to suffer when it comes to range of motion. That can be really dangerous as you age or as you're lifting heavy weights, because you increase your risk of tearing something, and you definitely don't want to do that.
No.
And set yourself back. You see people who kind of have a hunchback as they get older, or they can't fully extend their arms or their legs. We want to try our best to not let that happen to us. So definitely
Okay, so that
stretch.
hunchback is kind of like if they would keep stretching and doing that range, that would kind of keep that off, huh?
It can, yeah.
Oh, I
Yes,
love that.
posture's important. We can talk about
Absolutely.
that. Posture's definitely important, because as we age, of course, bones break down.
Right.
We start to lose our strength in our posture. So
Yeah.
always be focusing on standing up as tall as you can. It's so good for your joints.
That's right. My dad would
Yeah.
always say, put your shoulders back.
That's right. Stand up tall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what is the best way to tone up? And of course, people want to burn fat and gain some muscle. What's the best way to do that in an exercise program?
In an exercise program. So if you're short on time, you can always do weights and cardio bursts in kind of a circuit. I know with a lot of my clients, we'll go from one workout to another.
When you say cardio burst, a lot of people who don't exercise don't know exactly what that means.
Okay, cardio bursts. So for instance, we can do jumping jacks for 1 minute, or we can jump on a treadmill, or do some really fast
Just
squats.
get your heart rate up.
Get that heart rate elevated, in between workouts, and you're just
Mhm.
gonna burn that much more fat, but you're still gonna build muscle by doing that.
Awesome. So after stretching, what is the best way to tone up, burn fat, and build muscle?
Okay, that's a good question. A lot of the times it just comes down to how much time do you have. Sometimes with my clients, I have 30 minutes. So we're gonna do circuits. We're gonna do some heavy lifting, maybe a cardio burst, which would be either on the treadmill or anything to get your heart rate elevated, and then back to another exercise. If you're just trying to bulk up as much as you want, which
Build that
a
muscle.
lot of people do,
Mhm.
yes, which is great. You should be lifting enough that you're reaching failure at the end of every workout.
Okay, so explain that.
So failure meaning by the time you're finished, you can barely do the last one. If
Okay.
you were to try again, it wouldn't
Gotcha.
happen.
You
Yes.
push yourself to the very limits, huh?
Correct.
I love
Yes.
that.
And there are stages to this. If you're new at weightlifting, you should start out slow. Don't just go in and think I'm gonna lift the heaviest thing I can
Yeah.
right off the bat. You're gonna suffer later. Start with conditioning yourself.
Yeah.
And of course, age matters, and we'll touch base with that in just a second. But start out, say you're new to this. You want to pick up a weight and lift it maybe 15 to 20 times. And you're going to transition slowly to doing less repetitions and heavier weight throughout.
Okay, so that leads you to the next question. Didn't mean to interrupt you,
No
but
worries.
how much weight should you be lifting when you're strength training?
When you're strength training, a lot.
A lot.
You should definitely be doing
Okay.
a lot. Maybe 6 to 8 repetitions where you're failing on the 6th to 8th one. But make sure you're doing it safely. When you're really pushing it and reaching these levels of failure, make sure you have a spotter.
Yeah, to help
Yeah, you want
Okay.
someone to help you out. Definitely.
Obviously, you're going to be sore after that.
You are.
Muscles are, In fact, I
Yes.
remember Milo coming back this last week and being like, he did legs with you, I think, and he was just like, so what's your advice for muscle soreness?
Muscle soreness. Definitely get your sizzle ripped. Have that ready right after you work out. That stuff is great for sore muscles. Stay moving. That's important too. Not only do your muscles stiffen when you're not moving, you'll just burn more calories by staying busy. Just
right.
why not, right? Do some stretching. Go back to that. It's very important. You should do that before and after exercise. Stretch a lot.
After too. Huh?
Yep, definitely. Yep, both is effective. If you only have time for one, do it before. But on days you're not working out, you should still be stretching. You can foam roll. They have a good CBD oil, a cooling lotion from Sizzle.
You can say that again. You can what?
You can foam roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain that.
So foam rollers are just kind of foam tubes that you can sit on and use your body weight to kind of roll back and forth.
Okay.
Creates the same effect as, say, a massage.
Mm-hmm.
It gets a cardiomyofascial release, which helps with the lactic acid buildup that creates a lot of the
I
soreness.
love that. Very cool. So how many calories do you suggest that people should burn a day to lose weight? Because, I mean, we know it's not about just losing weight. It's about feeling good.
Yes, definitely.
So what do you suggest in that?
So when you're trying to lose weight, you really want to start out again slowly.
Mhm.
You know, of course, the more calories that you take out of your daily routine, the more weight you're going to lose, but you don't want to do too much too soon.
Yeah.
Right. If you cut out maybe 200 to 300 calories a day or burn 200 to 300 calories a day, you can lose up to 3 pounds a week, which is a very safe way to do it.
Okay.
You don't want to lose weight faster than that. And
Okay.
yeah, and it's up to you on how vigorous you can work out, how you feel about your food. If you're getting lightheaded, just make sure you don't cut your calories back too much, or you're gonna have a bad effect.
Which means you've got to be counting your calories, obviously.
it does help to count your calories. Yes,
Just to know where you're at and what you got to cut out.
Yes,
And what, yes.
and it's accountability as well.
absolutely.
We like to know where we're at the end of the day,
Right.
and it's gonna help get those sugar cravings away from you if you're doing it a little slower.
Okay, I love that because sugar cravings are really hard for people.
They are.
So that really helps with that, huh?
Yes, anyone that's human has had a sugar craving.
Sure.
I don't know about you, but I
Yep,
get them often.
Me too.
So I know if I cut back my calories too much daily, they spike, those cravings spike.
Okay.
So we want to maintain those blood sugar levels.
Great advice there. So awesome. Now, this question I love because I think so many people believe that you can do a whole bunch of sit-ups and lose the weight around your stomach area. Is that possible? And why and why not?
People have talked to me about this a lot.
Mhm.
They'll say, I want to just work on my thighs because that's where I want to lose weight.
Right.
And it doesn't work that way.
No.
No, if we're actually trying to lose inches and burn fat in certain areas, we have to get our heart rate up, which means cardio.
Cardio. Mhm.
Yes, definitely. But of course, do your ab workouts. I mean, if you're one of
Right.
those wonderful,
Tighten your stomach
blessed
muscles.
people that actually have no fat on your abdomen, your abs are going to pop. So good for you. But for the rest of us that have to keep those areas lean, get your heart rate up.
Yep, excellent. So are there any workouts that you say stay away from, don't do? I mean, is anything game?
Not necessarily. So people have limitations. So know your limitations on that. And of course, if the doctor says stay away from a certain workout, do.
So you talked about doing cardio. So beyond fat and muscle, what are any other benefits that you might get from that?
Oh, definitely do cardio. There are so many benefits to cardio. Cardio increases your heart rate, which also increases your blood flow throughout your whole body, which means to the brain. Who doesn't want that huge
Yes,
blood flow to the
that's
brain, right? Get that cognitive thinking going. It helps in so many ways. Your organs will thank you, your heart, your lungs. There are endless benefits. Will help with your soreness. If you say you did a hard leg day and you go for like maybe a hike or something, it can actually help with that soreness as well.
And you talked about how that blood flow can really benefit your brain as far as just giving you that like energy and push to do something. And so you talked about doing cardio.
Yes.
So beyond fat and muscle, are there any other benefits to doing cardio? Yep.
There are so many benefits. Don't skip cardio. We have people that are always, I hate cardio. Oh, I don't like it. Do it. Okay. You feel so good afterwards. And here's why. You get an extreme blood flow rush throughout your whole body, which means healthier cells, healthier
Yes.
everything to your brain for cognitive thinking. We love that, right? You're burning fat. You're just feeling good. You're going to get what's called a post-workout high. You get to release endorphins in
Yes.
your body. Nobody ever does cardio and then afterwards says, I don't feel very good.
Right.
You always feel great. Do
Mhm.
it. It helps. There's so many benefits to cardio. Make sure you are taking your Sizzle Sport too when you're doing your cardio or your
Absolutely.
workouts. You're going to get that much more blood flow, and that Sizzle Sport's going to help push you so you can have a little more endurance and reach goals a little faster.
Obviously, and your products are there to kind of help you give an extra to whatever you're doing. So,
Oh, absolutely.
Great.
Sizzle has everything that you need. They have the tools to help you reach all of your goals.
that's right. So, is there any workout that anyone does or wants to do or that you look at and that you say is unhealthy or bad for your body or?
Well, first of all, we want to look at form. When you're doing an exercise or you're new to working out, check your form. Make sure you're not overextending joints.
Okay, so when you say form, Like, explain that for people who might not really, maybe they're home with their kids and they're working out. So what do you mean by that?
So form is the way you do your exercise.
Okay.
So for instance, if you were going to go into a squat, you want to make sure that your knees and your feet, your hips and everything is in a proper position.
There's a correct way to do it.
There is definitely
Okay.
a correct way to do it. And if you guys have questions about any of these workouts, please call in and say, what's my proper form on that? We're happy to help.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
then
they can look it up as well.
They can,
Yeah.
yes. Don't necessarily YouTube it. There's a lot of bad advice on YouTube. So we want you to go to a professional when you're asking about these types of exercises and what could be harmful. And definitely check with a doctor. Make sure that you can do these workouts and you're approved.
Yeah, good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So let's say someone just wants to work a certain muscle group every single day. Like someone, has an issue with their legs or their stomach or whatever. Do you suggest that?
So some workouts can actually be done every day. What it depends on is how strenuous of the exercise. If you're looking to just stay mobile and have your mobility there, you can do specific workouts daily, as long as you're not overloading your muscles and your joints too much.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to strength train, you're going to be picking up some heavier weights. You're going to be creating those micro tears within the muscle. So you're going to want to give yourself a couple days to rest, 2 to 3 days at least. If you're still feeling sore, it's okay to wait a little longer and then focus on your cardio and your other activities.
Because do you think your muscles maybe need a break here and there?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Those tears need to heal. And this is where we're going to have the sizzling come in.
That's
We're
right.
going to use that to help repair those muscles. And the sizzle ripped is going to help as well. So make sure you're staying on track with all of these supplements. It's just going to help benefit you that much more.
Awesome. Great.
Okay.
Great information. And obviously this is what she does every single day. So Crystal, we're so glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
Have you
Thank
next week again. So next week, we're going to have Crystal demonstrate at-home workouts, which in this day and age is such a timely subject.
Yes.
Make sure to call customer service. Let them know any questions that you might have for Crystal for next week's episode. You can also feel free to send in any questions to Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see you next week.